This episode of the Lured Up podcast is brought to you by our Patreon. Everything we do here at the Pokemon Professor Network is powered by the community. And you can join our community of supporters on patreon.com/Pokemon Professor for as little as $1 a month. And we offer a range of support tiers and various benefits, with all patrons gaining access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And you can head over to patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support a collective of hardworking part-time creators that have a passion for Pokemon podcasting and the community here at the Pokemon Professor Network. Let's do it. What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 347 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network. Today's Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. This episode is streaming live on a bunch of platforms: Twitch, YouTube, X, Facebook. I'm your host, Ken Pescator. That's Adam Tuttle. Yo, ho ho. What up? How are you?
Hey, Ken.
Hey.
I'm doing better.
You're doing better? That's good. I'm doing better. I could always be doing better than I'm doing, though. I'd like to be doing better than I'm doing.
Yes.
It's a perpetual chase for betterment of person. But I guess, doing better is always good. It's much better than saying, like, I'm doing worse than the last time I talked to you. That'd be terrible.
But, I guess actually I could talk about it, right? I don't know if that's weird, but basically, like a little while ago, I noticed there was a bump on my neck, and I was like, oh, that's a little weird. So I've just been going through a lot of tests and stuff, and so far they just keep coming back with nothing. So they're all
that's
they're
a
all
good thing,
no, it looks
man.
fine, looks good. So I'm just like, okay, but what is it? And it seems to have gone down. They at first when I went to urgent care, they were just like, it looks like your thyroid's inflamed, and I was like, So that's just health stuff, finally put it out there.
Dude, thyroid is no joke, man. Thyroid affects your whole body, so whether it's underactive or overactive, it'll mess up a bunch of systems.
Well, that's the thing. They're like, the blood work showed it was neither. It was just normal levels, and then I got a ultrasound thing, and then just they look normal. So I'm like, I don't know. So I'm so confused right now. That's where I am.
Well, I'm glad that you've been getting at least good news from that, man. I was in a similar boat a bunch of years ago, and it didn't work out too good for me. So it's I got to get all patched up, but I'm all good now. So look, I'm better. I'm better than I was in 2017.
Yeah. And I started therapy.
Yes, that's phenomenal.
I was diagnosed with severe depression back at COVID times. It just feels like so long ago.
It was long ago, dude.
But within recent years, and they just threw pills at me, and they were just like, do that. It didn't work out. Let's just say that. And so I feel much more like myself. I have felt more like myself this whole time.
Fantastic.
And so I don't know if I need it. I just decided I would try it and see where it takes me.
If you're saying you don't know if you need it, guess what, bro? You need it. We all need it. We all need it.
No. It's just there's nothing. I'm not sad. I'm not upset or
I am.
It feels good to just talk to somebody. I guess,
yeah, dude, for sure.
Who's a neutral party and just is I don't know. It was cool.
Yeah, we be pro therapy up around here. No, man, that's good. I'm proud of you, and I think that's hella important. And I've had therapy in my life for a long time with people around me, and I'm starting therapy this week as well. So, yay,
well, good for you.
We're getting better.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to talk about this stuff, so it's
Well,
And I don't know if this is the right place to be talking about
of
it or
course
not,
it
but,
is. We're surrounded by Poke friends. This is a safe place. Lots of Pokemon people are all messed up, man. That's why we love each other. That's why we turn to Pokemon for joy and happiness and love and friendship. Yes, it's
Are
amazing.
you sure it's not the 3 a.m. stakeouts at GameStop?
It might be, dude. 3 a.m. Dude,
Just
they
kidding.
start.
I
Dude,
don't do that.
dude,
I
they
don't
start.
condone it either.
My area,
It's
bro.
ridiculous.
It's 10 p.m. night before. Like, they are out there, bro. Justin sent me a picture
That's
from
too
Texas.
late. That's too
Dude,
late.
Justin sent me a picture from Texas. The person brought an inflatable mattress. They brought an air mattress, and they're outside GameStop with the air mattress. But good
Imagine
to hear,
that.
man.
They get there at 1 a.m. and they just fall asleep. And then they don't wake up till after the store opens.
Amazing.
And everybody.
Yeah, the four super premium collections that the GameStop have is sold out. No, but anyway, we are streaming this live on a bunch of platforms. Shouts to everyone who's here early. We appreciate it. Kate the Cons, Fisher J, Nick from New Hampshire's here, Likeable Monster.
Ooh, Nick,
we got a
how's
bunch
it
of
going?
peeps up in the chat, so thank you so much for all the early birds. Just a quick reminder, if you are watching this on Twitch and you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime. You can link your accounts, and that'll give you one free subscription a month. And we'd love it if you cashed it in on us or anyone in the Pokemon Go space. We would appreciate it greatly. But plenty to talk about on this
it's
week's
not
show.
going to waste like mine is.
Dude, there's times where it's just like, yo, I don't
Like
think
I
I
can
gave this
subscribe to
out.
us, but
Yo, give it to us, bruh. No, don't. Give it
I don't
to-
even use it.
You should use it every month. It's a
Do
nice
they still
little
do those
perk.
drops? They still do like the
Of course,
Amazon
man.
Prime, like drops. Oh
Of
my
course,
gosh.
they got the game stuff every week. If you play War of Tanks, you're set. They've been giving away stuff for War of Tanks for like a decade. But anyway, we got plenty to talk about on today's show. There's actually a lot, so we're gonna kind of get through it pretty quick. But we will recap the last week of gameplay.
The only thing we don't need to talk
What?
about is the update. You know, that's
What
that's the only
update?
thing we
The
can talk about.
no. Well, actually, we're
Yeah,
gonna talk about
the
that
one-
at the end.
yeah.
No,
Oh,
but we'll
gosh,
recap the last week. We had Crown Clash taken over, Shadow Regigigas Raid Day, which you could remote to, and we have the start of the final Strike Go Battle Week from just yesterday. The RSVP Planner is live. It's an amazing, amazing quality of life update, but only if people use it. So hopefully we'll start to see some
Oh,
adoption.
I looked at it and just immediately just went into the read.
Dude, it's so good. We are
Oh,
officially
it's
2
like
weeks
the
out.
1-star. I'm okay. I don't.
Yeah, oh
need
yeah,
help.
you don't have to RSVP. You'll,
but I
like
could
in
have.
40 minutes,
But I
I'm
could
going to be taking out this Remoraid or whatever it may be. What did you send? You sent me
Yeah,
an
you see this
invite for a
Diglett? I'm
tadpole.
going to be putting a Diglett in the toilet.
We are 2 weeks out from GoFest Jersey City. We're already seeing some late news start to come from Niantic. We had the premier access that came and went before most trainers even realized that the best bundle in the history of Pokemon Go had been released and been removed from the shop. But we'll talk about that. Crown forms of
Yeah,
Zacian
like,
and
where did it
Zamazenta.
go?
It went, I don't know, man. Digital goods sell out, bro. They take up a lot of storage. The Crown forms are coming to GoFest along with their own energy currency. Those attending GoFest in person will get a head start, very similar to what they've done in the past, Necrozma and all that kind of good stuff. If you can't make it to in-person GoFest this year, there will be these 3 kind of global companion events that are going to be running over those weekends, which is pretty cool. We'll talk about that. The Pokemon Go road trip is coming to Europe, and this is a really cool campaign that's going to be happening, and the marketing has been like primo so far, so we'll talk about that. And save the dates for next season are already here. We've updated the Lured Up Google Calendar to reflect everything that we know so far. So check the link in the description if you want to add our calendar to your Google. And to wrap things up, we'll have a quick discussion about the pros and cons of remote raiding, remote shadow raids, remote max battles. I mean, we have Machamp coming this weekend. I think that's going to be a little bit more of kind of paint a picture of how people are going to be handling the remote thing, and if IRL communities, kind of have any impact. We'll talk about it at the end of the show, but let's start with the last
Come
week.
to the dark side and remote max battle with me.
And play in person. The dark side is remoting? People,
Yeah, no, you
Oh,
gotta
man.
you gotta use the force and stay with the.
It's funny because like if you're
What's
out
the
and
good
about,
side?
if you're out and about,
Yeah,
the good guys are on the ground, right? But if you're online, the good guys are
on the
remote.
ground.
It's like the opposite. It's so funny. It's so funny. But let's talk about the last week. How did you do? Did you get out for Regigigas, or were you working, or did you do any remotes?
I worked. I did not do any remotes.
Oh man, dude, I feel
Yeah.
for you. I feel for you. I had a pretty good day out
I
in
had
Red
some
Bank.
giggles without the giggus.
No, I did. I didn't. I don't even think I played for the full 3 hours because we got food a little early. But I think I did like 20, maybe, or something like that. So got about
20?
20. Yeah, I did about 20. Got 2 shinies, which was really nice.
Nice. You're gonna have to
and
trade me one.
their shadow. I mean, I can't.
Well, just purify it, dude. You know,
All
do
right,
whatever you have.
fine. You want a purified one? I'll give you a purified one. We are lucky friends right now too. So
We are.
yeah. So we gotta definitely. I got some deli bird for you or something. Just give me a chance. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But no, we had Shadow Regigigas. We'll talk about it at the end of the show with the kind of head count and all that stuff. But that was a lot of fun. And I'm sure you haven't gone Giovanni yet. Did you do Giovanni yet? No, chilling out with that.
Nope.
So I'm a rush to Giovanni type person. I'm getting those secret mysterious components. Like I go for it. Like as soon as it's available, I'm trying to knock it out.
If I get a Team Rocket grunt and they're at just a normal Pokestop, I'm actually more upset because I just want to spin the stop to get the task that comes with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm out of there.
I think I know.
Just like, you want to battle? And I'm like, no
I know the
right
answer to this, I think, but did you use charge TMs to get rid of frustration?
No, don't be frustrated.
So I typically will sit on all of my shadow Pokemon until something like this, where there's like a reason to kind of clean out the inventory. So I go in and then I purify everything at once. I try to stack like the Purify 3 Pokemon tasks or something like that during these Go Fest or Team Go Rocket takeovers. So I ended up purifying. I purify 100% of the shadow stuff that I get that isn't from my living decks. I purify it, transfer it.
Why do you have 2 Shadow Regigigas then? I'm confused because what you just said contradicts what you're doing.
Do you want? Hold up. Let me pull up on. Should I? You want me to purify one of the?
Yeah,
should I do it right now? Do I do this?
Regigigas.
I got
Just
a 20.
push Regigigas.
Should I purify one of these things? Really?
How many Shadow Regigigas do you have?
How many Shadow Regigigas?
Yeah, how many Shadow?
I don't know. 1, 2, 79, 10, 12, 30, 40, I don't know, like 18 or something like that.
18? Didn't you just say? Let's rewind this podcast. If you're listening, go back 30 seconds to Ken saying, I purify everything that comes through my decks.
I mean, I haven't gone through these yet. The legendaries are a little bit different, bro. This is a 20.
Are they a little bit out of your price range?
It's out of my price range. It's 20,000 Stardust to purify these things. I'm sitting on I only have 31 million Stardust left, bro. I gotta save it.
That's not enough.
It's not enough. It's totally not enough. But
I only have 20,000.
No. But yeah, I clean up everything. I purify all my crap, transfer it to the professor, and then whatever's left over for my decks, then I just at frustration in the search bar and just go TM happy. I think I ended up ripping through like 40 or 50 TMs. That's how many I've had since the last takeover. But
do you ever what is it? What is your TM count at? Like, do you just like I have things in my brain that like go off, like my berries. I keep the normal 3 at 25. The golden raz, I just kind of let them ride, and I have like hundreds, and like that's okay.
All right,
and then like for silver again, I would rather that just be maxed out, but I don't.
So I'm sitting at 80, around 80 max potions and max revives, which is a little high. I usually keep those around 50 each. My ball check, here's the ball check for the episode. I got 1,500 regular balls, 270 great balls, which I'll get rid of before GoFest. But I'm looking to be coming into GoFest with about 4,000 Ultra Balls. Right now I'm at 3,900. And then I'll play the entire weekend. Every waking moment I'll be playing hand catching with Ultra Balls exclusively. I usually keep it around 75 to 100 of each berry. I'm a little ugly right now in here. But my rare candy XL count up to 159.
Wait, you don't use the Go Plus during GoFest?
Yeah, but I use it just to spin, bro. I'm catching everything by hand, man. I'm not letting
Yeah,
these
but
shinies run.
well, what about when we're at the tent?
Well, when we're at the tent, it's catching with red balls, bro. I'm busy when we're at the
But
tent.
if you get rid of all the red balls,
Anyway. No, I get rid of my great balls. I keep Yeah, no,
okay.
I'll have about 1,500 to 2,000 Pokeballs, no great balls, and just let the Go Plus run on Pokeballs, and then I catch everything by hand with Ultra. And I'm going to be running Spatial Ren the whole time, so I got plenty.
Yeah, I have 1,000 of Pokeballs and Ultra Balls and 1,500 Great Balls right now.
Going into
50
with 53
maximum.
premium passes, what do you have? You probably have like 200.
Gosh. Premium passes 82.
Nice. I did get a remote pass from my research breakthrough this week, which was phenomenal.
I saw that.
That like never ever happens. So, yeah. So
Yeah,
that
my
was
TMs
that
I
was
keep at
exciting.
50 each.
Yeah. Well, let me get down to my TMs. I usually keep about 50 each. Also, I'm sitting at like 20 elite TMs each. What's wrong with me, bro? What's wrong with me? Anyway.
Yeah, I'm at 6 fast and 18 charged.
Oh, Nick said he got 100 from the VIP ticket. Yo, that VIP ticket, we're going to talk about that. It is absolutely awesome. But we are in the final strike Go Battle week this week, bro. I am so far off the Go Battle train. Like I am like not really even there at all anymore. It's like I went in here to do some research tasks and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm still rank 1.
Yeah, I did just complete that tonight. I was like, I'm gonna battle one last one to get the last thing.
But Mike Mastery Special Research keeps going. Urshifu is finally here, which is really cool. You can evolve your Cubfoos. So hopefully you've been stockpiling candy or walking or getting some candies because it's going to cost you 200 candy for each form. And then with it as your buddy, you have to defeat either 30 dark type raids or max battles or 30 water type raids or max battles, depending on which type of Urshifu you want. Look,
expensive.
Let me tell you, expensive or not, expensive if you're trying to do it fast, right? Not so expensive if you're just trying to like do this over a month or something like that. But let me tell you this,
but you have to have it as your buddy. I don't want a Cubfoo as a buddy.
So I keep it tagged as a buddy, and I'll just grab it whenever I'm about to jump into a raid that's relevant. So like if I have a B sharp that's, I'm doing some darker steel raids, like I'll throw him as a buddy. If I'm doing water or, dark, I'll go to the Cubfoos. But this long-term kind of goal here, like when the King Gambit thing came out and everyone was just like 15 raids, like this is crazy. It was, the King Gambit, he says, Legoable Monster, the showcase the following day. It was like no King Gambits in any of the showcases. It's like, who's doing 15 raids? Nobody. So I didn't see a single King Gambit in any of the showcases by me. But the point being, the long-term motivation of knowing that I need to do 30 raids or max battles, I'm on the prowl. Like, this is a significant motivator, in my opinion, to get people out there to do raiding, not necessarily even in a communal aspect. This is the best way to burn your free raid pass, to burn your 800 max particles a day, whatever it may be. Like, I felt motivated to do them. I pulled over on my way home to do a Krabby Max battle, and I was like, yeah, I want credit for this. So, like, I enjoy this. I like these long-term things. I think this will motivate me to play more. So I hope we see more of this long-term stuff. I know with the King Gambit, it was a little weird. People were like, yo, where are we going to find 15 dark? They'll come over time, giggity. But the long-term goal... my Applin situation, I just evolved the Flapple, and I don't have enough candy to evolve the other, so I'm just waiting on that. But I do have enough of the apples themselves, so just waiting on that.
Oh, I only have 74 candy and 7 sweet apple and 12 tart apple. Womp womp.
Yeah, Nick It in the wild. I know you just caught one before the podcast started, which was kind of cool. I enjoy finding Pokemon like that in the wild. I just, even like seeing Seal. We were talking about Seal in the wild. It was like you see Seal, you're like, dude, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in like feels like years.
What is going on with this event or whatever is going on right now? Because like I open it at work and it's just like all Seals. Every Pokemon was Seal. And I'm like, what is that? And then like I would come back like an hour later and I look and it's all Zigzagoons. And then the next it's all Mankeys. I'm like, is this biomes? Like this is so weird.
The encounter pool is Mankey, Seal, Galarian, Zigzagoon, Meditite, Froakie. The if you're luckies are Dino and Nickit. In raids, Carvana, Stunky, Marini, Lapras, Hisuian, Samurott, and Bombardier. We got some dark and water type raids here. Do them. Make sure Cubfoo's your buddy. Take advantage of this while they're available. These low tier.
Good Cub. Oh, I will not be doing that.
What do you mean? Evolve the one you have. Where are you going to get more? So it doesn't matter. But we're going to talk about the importance of Cubfoo. I think that. I honestly think that there's going to be some real good reason to get out there and do that once we start seeing some different max battles and the crown forms that are coming. We talked about last week kind of how the IRL versus remote thing. We talked about Niantic's kind of shift to remote gameplay. And it's coming. It's not Scopely. Oh, 2 Hots McGee's subscribing with Prime. Yo, good looking out, bruh. Appreciate you.
I thought it was Scopely now.
It is not Scopely yet, dude. It is Niantic still. This is Niantic. It's Pokemon Go. Let's just call it Pokemon Go so there's no confusion.
Yeah, that's what we were podcasting about. So
yes.
let's call it that.
We talked about in Pokemon Go how the impact that remote versus in-person gameplay could have on small communities, large communities, accessibility for people that don't have communities, and all the different pros and cons. But we saw with the release of Max Battles, it was kind of like this return to form for Pokemon Go, just like what you said you supported so much. The Max Battles brought people back outside, back together, and not just back outside, because I can go outside and play this game solo right now. That's still not a communal experience. But the D-Max and specifically the G-Max, you weren't just together with people. It required interaction. It required strategy. It required trial and error and planning. It was
you needed to have people that were willing to be the healers or the defenders.
It was real life strategy for the first time.
Yep.
And with remote battles.
And people came out in droves, mind you.
But
it was like 2016 again.
But we saw that in-person kind of push, and then the news of the remote stuff comes, and it's like, yo, is this contradictory? Is it additive? Is this, what the deal is here? And we kind of...
I will not use a remote raid pass and max particles, if I'm given...
I'll say that. I'm sure on like a G-Max day, if there's like... Pokemon ahead of me in the time zone or after me in the time zone, like I'll do them. You know what I mean? But my heart.
The
is
only
still
way would be
in person.
To make it break would be Iron Bundle or Delibird.
Well, after all of this remote news that's kind of been over the last month, we get this RSVP Planner that has arrived at the game, and this is a very, very cool functionality, and it's a very cool quality of life update that allows you to, whether you're in person at it or you just see it further away in your map, if you can click on the raid and see it, you have the ability to choose at predetermined time slots to RSVP. And when you RSVP, it kind of lets people know out there that, hey, someone's willing to do this raid in 18 minutes or whatever the RSVP slot is. And I've successfully done this once. And it definitely worked. And when you RSVP to a raid, 10 minutes prior to the raid, you'll get a push notification that says a raid is starting soon, get ready, that kind of thing. And then it's up to you to either join locally or remotely to get into the lobby when you said you would, and hopefully have this, parasocial experience with other people that have RSVP'd. But
it is a cool feature, but it's also like, you don't have to talk to anybody now. You can sit in your car.
So, again, this is what we were talking about with the degradation of that return to form that we just saw with Max Battle release and the G-Max Battle release specifically. And now, I don't know. It's interesting because you think the RSVP, you're like, oh, this is going to be great for in person, but you could also use this tool remotely. So we'll have to see, but I encourage everyone to check out the tool and use it because
not even remotely, just like from your car at a distance.
Oh, like I'll be pulling up to the raid at 9:45. You know what I mean? And it's like, and then I'm dropping. I'm dropping. I don't even have to stick my head out the window to be like, we're dropping or whatever. When I'm in Red Bank, bro, I need a megaphone. I'm calling out. I'm like, lobby's cooking. Like I'll try to like run out ahead and start cooking the lobby on the next raid. I'll be like 50 seconds trying to get everybody in. Gotta get it, man. I think that would be, what, let me pull up something real quick. We're going to have,
I'll let you pull it up.
Yeah. Thank you.
But just be quick about it.
You'll allow it.
You're welcome.
We're going to have, some new merch coming out, in, the next week or so, but I did release one t-shirt design. I'm going to pull it up right now if I could find it. I'll pull it up on screen for our video viewers. I'll put the link in the description also. But we have our new Everybody Ready Up t-shirt, which is, if you play IRL, you know exactly what's up with the pain and struggle of being in a 19-person lobby and there's like one person that hasn't readied up. Super annoying. So we have the Everybody Ready Up t-shirt is available now. The remote raids, remote max battles, bro. I'm so impatient. I know that there's going to be...
If I wanted it right now and I wanted to pause the podcast and go there and look at it, where would I go?
You just go to PokemonProfessor.com and click on Support Us, and there's a merch link right there. It takes you right to our crowd-made store where you can actually get products from all the shows on the network, which is really cool. This is another favorite of mine. I have it pulled up on the screen right here. This is the Dead Battery Squad. If you know, you know. Constantly struggling on battery usage up in these areas. But no, we'll getting back to the show here. RSVP Planner, just use it. Give it a shot because I'd hate to see this kind of lose its steam if it's hasn't even had a chance to do it, because if people don't try it out, I don't know. It might be one of those things that like Pokemon Playgrounds that just kind of comes out and fades away. All right, moving on, man. Let's talk about the Premier Access, which kind of took the internet by storm when they released this because it came and went very, very quickly. But I'm going to read this directly from the blog. This was on the 16th last week. It says, evolve your GoFest experience in Jersey City with all new Premier Access add-on. $100. $100.
It's all new.
It's all about the Benjamins.
Premier.
The park session enhancements include, but are not limited to, the following. Expedited entry into the Pokemon Center pop-up store to keep you on the go. Let me tell you, bro, I saw people last year in New York waiting well over an hour to get into that merch store. People ended up going to the park on their non-play day just so their play day wouldn't be affected by having to wait on the lines. The lines can be brutal. So this was a nice little perk. Entry to the Premier Access Lounge featuring upgraded restrooms, portable charger kiosks, lockers, and seating to recharge yourself for the next adventure, and an exclusive pin. Okay, so these are like IRL perks that you're getting here. Very reminiscent of concert packages where you have like a VIP area, maybe a separate concession stand, or the bathroom thing is huge. We all know like the disaster that was those Porta Johns at New York last year. Them things was rough. It was just like hot funk happening in that whole row of Porta Johns last year. No, actually they were really nice. They were really good. They even had like the little hand pump thingy where you go like wash your hands and stuff. But in addition to these real life perks, look at this list of items that came here. Dude, it had 100 Pokeballs in it. Hard stop.
100 Pokeballs?
I'm just saying, dude. 100 Pokeballs.
100 Great Balls?
It's
100 Ultra Balls?
If there was nothing else, it'd be worth it. Forget that. 50 silver pineapples. Okay.
That's
All
embarrassing.
right, listen. 100 super incubators, 10 lucky eggs, 10 incense, 10 star pieces, 10 regular lures, and then 10 of each of the special lures, 100 battle passes, 20 max particle packs, and 5 max mushrooms. This bundle, take away the VIP bathrooms. This was a crazy deal. A crazy deal.
Because 100 super incubators alone is $200.
Dude, this was a very, very good deal. I don't know if anyone's done the math of like what this would equate to at retail versus the $100
each
ticket.
Of the particle packs are like, yeah. Oof.
But the problem here is that this thing went up and then went bye-bye very, very quick. And people were like, yo, how limited did you make this thing? And obviously when there's a limited edition pin that is, I think there's a picture of the pin here. There's a limited amount of pins. There's a limited amount of lounge space, bathroom space. So they do have to kind of temper the volume of how many of these things they could actually sell. And they sold out like concert tickets. It just went. And then people are just reading the blog and they're like, how do I buy it? And it's already gone.
They probably only, like you said, there's probably a limited amount of space and limited amount of lockers. So I'm sure that they said, okay, we're going to cap it at 200, end of story. Like, because how many people can fit in that lounge? How many people, you know what I mean? So it's like, yes, it's an exclusive area, but dude, I don't think it has anything to do with the pin. They can print as many pins as they want. I mean, we've seen the pins they hand out or they give out during GoFest. So it's they're like throwing them.
I don't know where I did with it.
They're like throwing them at people. They're like, you get a pin and you get a pin. So we know they can print them. It's not.
It's the lockers. It was the lockers. Yes, the lockers and like, hey, this probably, you know, if it's an area, there's going to be a capacity. You know, you got staff, you have maintenance, all that kind of stuff. So I get it.
Yeah, and they probably had it for each day.
But the blog is still live. The blog's still live, so it's like people see that for the first time, and they're like, where do I buy this? This is, you know, here's, I wasn't planning on spending $100, but here's my Benjamin, I'm ready to go, and then they can't even get to a place to buy it because the thing isn't available. This was an amazing deal. I wish they would bring this back, charge $75 for it, and just don't give us the lockers or the bathroom, because the items, dude, 100 Pokeballs, hella worth it. But shout to anyone who actually did get this thing. We got a couple people in the chat. Nick says, when it comes to Pokemon Go, never hesitate to press the purchase button. You're right. And Leo in the chat says, Premier Pass, got mine on Friday. Yo, shout to Leo. You know what? I'm going to put his YouTube channel in the description. I watched one of his videos today, and Adam, I wanted you to watch it because he's got a...
Well, you got to text it to me so I know.
I will text it to you, but he's got a video series of going for a run and playing Pokemon Go, and I was like, yo, Adam needs this in his life.
Oh, that's
because
cool.
Adam's a runner. I go, and he does it great, and he's like going through the news and everything, and he's talking out of breath. I was like, this is wonderful. I was like, I loved it. So Leo, shout to you, man. I love the content. Keep it up. All right, let's keep it moving. And as of tomorrow, from the day of this recording, tomorrow is Friday the 23rd of May. That marks 2 weeks until Jersey City Go Fest. So it will be here very soon. We are a week away from Japan and 2 weeks away from Jersey City. So all the important and fun news is starting to roll out now that we're getting really close. And
Chanel and I were talking about plans, and she's like, wait a minute, there's one in Japan? I want to do that one instead. And I'm like, unfortunately.
Yeah. $1,600 plane ticket is just like, ouch. Youchies. Yeah. But no, this is coming right from the blog. It says, unleash the power of Zacian and Zamazenta with new crowned sword and crowned shield energy. We kind of knew this was coming, but we didn't know how it was going to work. Now we have all the details. So, Pokemon debut, crowned forms are coming for Zacian and Zamazenta. No surprise there. But they talk about Crown Sword energy. Just think about the Necrozma fusion energy. It's a very similar mechanic of defeating raids, earning this energy. It'll stack and be visible on the Pokemon screen when you're looking at it in the game. This will be early access for people that are attending the in-person stuff. So this will be globally released during GoFest Global, but those that are attending the in-person events will be able to earn the energy and do what they want to their Zacian and Zamazenta. But changing Pokemon forms, it says, with enough Crown Sword energy, a Zacian that knows the charge attack Ironhead can be transformed to become Crown Sword Zacian. With enough Crown Shield energy, a Zamazenta that knows Ironhead can be transformed to a Crown Shield Zamazenta. Trainers can transform Hero of Many Battles Zacian using 1,000 Crown Sword energy, as long as it knows Ironhead, 1,000 Crown Shield energy, so you can convert ones that you had previously. Once a trainer changes their Zacian or Zamazenta's form once, they can change that Zacian or Zamazenta form as many times as they like without using energy. So that's nice. It's not like, with Necrozma, you can unfuse it, but then refusing it with a different Pokemon, it would recharge you. Like, people didn't have that kind of volume of energy. So this is nice that, you can kind of go back and forth and not be penalized for that. The featured attacks, and this is coming straight from the main series. When Zacian becomes Crown form, it'll know Behemoth Blade. Zamazenta will know Behemoth Bash. So that's pretty badass. They show the animations in the vlog, and looks awesome. They look very, very cool in the battle screen. So really looking forward to seeing them in action. And just like in the main series games, you can bring the Crown forms to max battles. So this is going to be the first time we're seeing this kind of departure from requiring to have D-Max Pokemon or
That's
G-Max
wicked
Pokemon.
Cool. I love this so much.
Well, it gives you just an added diversity for your lineup and a reason to use the stuff that you're probably going to spend time and energy developing, right? Like, pretty much everyone that's going to GoFest is going to be working on making the best Crown form they possibly can. So now you just get more functionality out of it. You could use it to take down gyms, you could use it to raid with, and now you could use it to do max battles. That's a very valuable Pokemon when it comes to, like, bang for the buck and bang for, your energy.
So can you only use them?
Yeah.
Can you only use them in their, like, the blade and the
Crown
form?
form? Yep. Yeah. Crown forms are the only ones. So the hero of the hero form will not be able to go into max battles. Just the Crown forms. And it details all this in the blog. We'll link it, of course. And
I just gotta ask these questions because the listeners want to know.
Yeah, no, dude.
And Adam, honestly,
and the listener being Adam.
This is a great podcast, everyone.
Yeah, Adam's learning a lot.
This is pretty good.
All right, one more bit of
Pokemon Go.
One more bit of GoFest stuff before we take a quick break. And again, just so much news, man. I hate being a talking head here, but this is a pretty cool one too. And this kind of is for people that can't necessarily make it. Like, anyone could do this, but this is really good for people that can't make it to the in-person events. There's going to be 3 pseudo companion events happening over the weekends of the different GoFest. So it says, join the merriment. Yo, let me just say, I love the word merriment. It reminds me of a little Severance action here. But join the merriment this summer during Serene Retreat, Instrumental Wonders, and Phantom Ruins. Yo, shout out to whoever came up with these names. These are quality event names. Reminds me, very indicative of like a TCG set or something like that. It just has that vibe and kind of verbal aesthetic to it. Totally dig these names. Think it's really cool.
There needs to be another TCG set just called Pokemon Go Fest.
And we see Snorlax, Beldum, and Chimecho in the different 3 different key art here for the events. Serene Retreat. This is going to be happening the weekend post Japan, Friday, May 30th to Tuesday, June 3rd. And it has its own set of wild encounters focusing on Snorlax and Chimecho are going to be there as well, which is really cool. Chansey, Marill, Furfrou, Cutiefly, Morlul, Kamala, Hatena. So that's pretty cool. An egg pool as well. And then making its debut, Gigantamax Rillaboom. So we get new G-Max Pokemon each week through these 3 events. So the first one, sorry for scrolling so fast for the video people, but Serene Retreat is going to get us Rillaboom. Following that, and all of these have, I think it's a $2 ticket that you can get also. But each of them have their own set of bonuses as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, $1.99 paid timed research for each of these. Instrumental Wonders is the following week. This is going to be the weekend of Jersey City. So Saturday, June 7th to Wednesday, June 11th. And the focus here going to be Phalanx and Ferroseed are showing there. Oh, I didn't pull up the Pikachu costumes and the Phalanx costumes. Yo, Pikachu with a monocle, bro. With a monocle, it's crazy. But yeah, Chimecho and Beldum. So Chimecho is pretty consistent here. Raid pool, egg pool, all that kind of stuff. And its own set of bonuses here. Additional 5,000 XP for raids. Max particle limit increases from 1,500 to 1,600. And 8 times max particles from power spots. So like all different types of stuff hitting the game. Each of these events, even though they're kind of related, will all feel different, which is still pretty cool. And then the final one is going to be Phantom Ruins, which is the 14th through the 18th. This is going to be matching Paris. And Sableye, Chimecho being the consistent one here. Again, own set of wild encounters. This one, where it was the first week was raids, the second week was eggs. Here we have incense encounters. Sableye, Chimecho is in there. So some good ones. Grievard, Phantump, Rufflet, Gothita. So very, very diverse collection of little mini events that are happening. I think as like just a little nod to the trainers that, want a little taste of playing on those weekends where some of their community members might be out. It's like, I remember, I forget what event it was. Maybe it was the LA tour where a lot of people from my area went out there, and it's like I go out to play in person, and it's like, where is everybody? Everybody's in Los Angeles. No fair. Take me with you. But all right, that was a metric crap ton of news. So I say we take a little break. When we come back, we're going to talk the Go Tour or the road trip tour, whatever they're going to call it, in Europe. That one's going to be really cool. We'll talk about some of the early Community Day dates for next season. And then we'll just have a little conversation about remote max battles and what to prepare for this weekend. And hopefully no negative impacts. On any IRL communities.
I can't go. I've gotta work,
Oh yeah, Likeable Monster saying back to back Gmax weekends. Yeah, we're getting all those starters. So very, very, very exciting. I didn't even mention that.
I'll definitely want to do the
Cinderace.
Cinderace.
All right, let's take a little break. When we come back, we'll get through this stuff and talk IRL versus remote play. We'll be back.
All right, sounds good.
Right after this.
All right,
hi,
I
chat.
gotta get a water.
Go ahead. What's going on, chat? Yeah, Leo, man, love the video, dude. That was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was shot well. I like seeing the stuff you're seeing. At least one and done since the shiny isn't out yet. Yo, I know, no shinies. That's a little disappointing. Little disappointing that the shinies aren't released, but tis what it is. All right, we'll wait for Adam to come back, and we'll get this show on the road. There he is.
Sorry that took a bit. I had to pay the cat tax.
I have a green screen behind me, but I was just hearing a cat back there somewhere. Maybe it's the dog. I don't know. We're a feline.
They're eating the dogs.
They're eating the cats.
Eating the cats.
You see the remix of that like they're eating the dog, eating the dog.
Yes, yeah. I've seen it.
All right, you ready to do this?
I am ready to do this.
I'm
Do
ready.
duo this. I'm
All right.
ready to duo this.
All right.
All right.
And
we are back. I think I lost Ken.
And we're back. Come on. I'm still here.
No, I lost you. I didn't hear you.
Yeah. Want to take a quick moment to recognize some of our patrons. Huge thanks to our gym leaders, Ben, Espion, Willow, Herbert, who's new, Matthew, and Sushi Slayer. Special thanks to our executive producer, Xander, as well as the other executive producers on the network, Monkey Bread, Tish Smith, and Kate the Cons, who was here in the chat. Gang. Make sure you check out the PokemonProfessor.com website for links to everywhere you can connect with us, grab some merch, send us a message, and connect with all the incredible shows that are on the network over at PokemonProfessor.com. All right, Adam, let's talk road trip. This is really cool and fantastic.
Wait, we're going on a road trip?
We're not going on a road trip because we are in the United States of America. However, the Europeans will be going on a road trip, and this is a cool thing. Pikachu and friends are hitting the road, and it shows a really awesome, like, big rig 18-wheeler style, Pokemon Go mobile with a huge screen on it. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the packaging of the trainer's toolkit. I have one up there.
Oh, yep.
I have one right there, and I want to grab it. However, I'm not wearing pants. Yeah. So I'm not going to get up.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate.
I don't know, depends on who you ask. But anyway, Pikachu and friends are hitting the road. Pokemon Go road trip. This is going to be running from July 16th to August 16th, or August 28th, ending at Gamescom. It says, trainers, get ready to take your Pokemon Go adventures to the next level. This summer, we're bringing the fun to you with Pokemon Go Road Trip 2025, a real-world tour across 7 European cities starting July 16th. From Manchester to Cologne, the road trip truck will be rolling to town featuring a fully branded Pokemon Go experience packed with exciting on-site fun, community vibes, and in-game events. Whether you're just getting started, returning after a break, or you've never stopped playing, this is your chance to rediscover Pokemon Go together. And it lists the different cities. They're going to England, France, Spain, Germany.
Cool.
This is awesome. This is like the coolest. And it says, what can you expect at each stop? So the truck obviously will be there, photo ops, all that good stuff. Zones for trainer battles and community challenges. This is like a little mini IRL event that will follow along with this truck, which I think is so cool. The chance to meet and raid with notable trainers, local trainers, and community ambassadors. Fantastic. Thumbs up. And just kind of goes into a little bit more detail here, but this looks really cool. What they're doing. And I'm going to jump over to Twitter really quick to Pogo Milo UK. Shout to the Incensed podcast, who says on Twitter, just received the surprise Pokemon Go road trip package. Wonder what this key leads to. My heart, Milo. It says exciting times, and it shows this really cool little package you got with a set of car keys and a Pokestop keychain. But very cool campaign here with a road trip. They're sending keys out. Maybe they're giving away a car. How about that? That'd be cool. But I love this idea. FOMO is real. I wish they would do this in the United States because I would take part in it. I think it would be a really cool thing. But definitely stay tuned for this. Come July, we're going to be following along with Milo and the rest of the Incense crew to see whoever goes there. I'm sure JT Valor will make his way to Europe for this one as well. Yo, check out JT Valor. Been absolutely crushing it in the APAC region, putting up some incredible content. Dude,
amazing work.
He's such a beast, dude. He's such a beast. I'm telling you, every morning I watch my JT Valor as I'm taking a shower, sudsing up, getting nice and sudsy.
And then you just hear his voice.
I sell JT, send him a selfie and be like, or I'll send him like a toe shot with like suds on it. I'll be like, thinking of you, boo. So funny. All right. Last thing we're going to talk about here are the save the dates.
Save the dates.
And I did put everything in the Google Calendar. Link is going to be in the description. But we've got a bunch of dates here. There's a lot going on. And, I think we're starting to really see the full nature of what the consistent monthly calendar looks like, right? We always knew that we're going to have Spotlight Hour or Max Monday, Spotlight Hour, Raid Hour, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We know that across the board,
Yep.
3 events during the week. We know we're good for one community day a month. We know we're good for a community day classic a month, right? Now we have raid days. Now we have research days. We have hatch days. We have max battle days. And we have raid weekends, either max battle weekend or shadow raid weekend. Dude, the calendar is nuts. And I don't know, man. This is beating a dead drum. We've talked about this for so
Saturday,
long.
The game is going wild.
It's so
every
much.
Saturday, the game's going wild. And they're like, and then 2 Sundays out of the whole summer, we'll give you something crazy to do.
Yeah.
That's
Leo in the chat says if it ends at Gamescom, would love some cool announcement there for Go. That would be really cool. Scipio says we could go on a road trip. Cough, lured up party bus. Cough, cough. Yes. Let's get a party bus. Be like,
I mean, I'm down.
I know you're down. But
and then we can do karaoke in the bus.
In the bus? Dude, I was just looking at pictures from GoFest last year, and I have the epic picture of you and Ken with hair with Scipio at karaoke. It's like the greatest picture. What a night, man. That was such a good night. We will be making some announcements next week about our plans at GoFest. We haven't really announced anything yet. We're just kind of holding back to the last minute, but we're going to talk about unofficially, we've talked about this, but Friday night we're doing a meetup, a very quaint, small, intimate, giggity meetup at the Pixel Lab, which is about a mile from Liberty State Park. It's in downtown Jersey
You're like,
City.
I'm going to announce it on the podcast, but it's a small get-together.
Look, there's plenty of room
and
outside.
I have an infographic and everything.
I do have an infographic, but I'm not releasing that yet. But it is... we're probably going to reach capacity at the place, but check out the Pixel Lab. It's in downtown Jersey City. I'm in talks right now, speaking with the city of Jersey City to get some support. I'm talking to Liquid Death to get some support. I think it's going to be a really cool event. But 8:00 on Friday night at the Pixel Lab in Jersey City. $25 to get in. It's an arcade. Everything is set to free play. So $25 gets you unlimited gaming on any of the consoles, any of the arcade cabinets the entire night. And we're also working on getting some pizza sponsors. So we're going to have, with that $25, you're also going to get 2 slices of pizza and a drink. So come hang out on Friday night. We're going to have, obviously, Adam and I will be there, but also the hosts of Way Spotters, Good Morning Jodo. There'll be Luis from Purified is going to be there. Justin from Special Conditions. There's going to be plenty of people there hanging out from the Pokemon Professor Network. It's going to be awesome. We kind of do something every year at GoFest, and this one is definitely the most chill. So definitely chill on that. But we'll have our full calendar of events coming up next week. So it's going to be good stuff. But if you're around Friday night, come giggity to the Pixel Lab in Jersey City. All right, Adam, last thing I want to talk about here before we wrap up. And you were working during Shadow Regigigas, but
wasn't I?
I want to break out kind of the pros and cons here of raiding in person and raiding remotely and how this might have an impact on max battles. Now, I think that the Gmax battles will be the real indication of how people are going to do this because, for one, max battles require you to be out with a group. You could remote raid from home, but you don't necessarily need 40 people. You don't need 30 people.
This is true.
So when you do a remote raid, especially if it's like a tier 1 or a tier 3, you're doing it simply to do the raid. It's not because you require the support. You require the people. You know what I mean? Max battles, specifically Gmax from a champ this weekend, it requires a big party. So the community ambassadors, the community leaders that have been busting their butts, kind of developing these IRL communities over the last year,
they might get hosed. I'm a champ.
So here's my
I hope
take.
not. I hope not.
Yeah, we all hope not.
If I could be there, I'd be there with Nick, but I can't.
The thing being, I didn't see any drop off, zero attrition for Shadow Regigigas Raid Day, right? So granted, we've been able to remote raid Shadow Raids before, so this wasn't like a first time deal, but it was like a second time deal. But I didn't see less people. And what I noticed was all the lobbies were full. We had 20, 25, 30 people on the ground. Great turnout for Red Bank. Remember, Red Bank's a little town. But we definitely had 2, sometimes 3 lobbies because the people were remote raiding like crazy. So, it didn't impact the in-person numbers, and it simply bolstered the lobbies. I'd like to say that there's something negative about that, but guess what? There's not. It was positive across the board. Now, would I have liked to have those additional 20 to 30 remote trainers on the ground with us in Red Bank? Of course. But for whatever reason, whether it's their own laziness or they had no other option, they remoted. But the fact of the matter is, my experience didn't degrade at all. It was actually enhanced because we had additional people playing and we had multiple lobbies. And like, it's so funny. There was even one point where like we're doing a third lobby's up, and it's like we're standing there going, third lobby, like, because we're looking around, there's only 28 people. We're like, how are we in 3 lobbies? It's like, oh yeah, everybody's like Kool-Aid Man joining the raids and, you know, all that stuff.
Oh, you mean, so if you wanted to do 2 groups of 14,
you couldn't really do that. The lobbies were filling up. The lobbies were filling up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So people just join you.
Well, here's the downside. Here's the downside.
You can't like block that.
Exactly.
You can do private lobbies.
We were there. Look, a strategy of some communities is to turn off their online status. Only raid with people that are in person. But it did cause, the only complication it caused was sometimes we would have like that additional lobby and there's 4 people in it and they don't have enough to do the raid themselves. And it's
all
like,
right, can we just hard stop and just shout out to those communities that are turning off the remote, like online, like, hey,
it's like, no, don't do that.
Like, that's like, I want to do that.
It's a strategy. It's a strategy to maintain the sanctity of IRL rating. But here's the real kicker. And this is going to be G-Max Machamp, right? Because this is going to be where the previous G-Max Snorlax, whatever, we had 40, 50 people on the ground. Now, we had enough challenges with Snorlax where that second lobby that had the smaller amount of people, where we would maybe like have a couple people from the first lobby drop out to bolster the second lobby. That's a great technique, by the way. If you have... let's say you don't have enough to fill 2 lobbies. Let the first group go in with a full lobby, but right before the end of the raid or the max battle, have some people drop out, and then they could join the second lobby and then finish it with them. You know, it's a good way to
That's
support
a good
that.
strategy.
Yeah,
it's a good strategy.
But now we're not going to have the ability to communicate with the people that are in those lobbies to tell them, hey, we're jumping out to re-roll the move, or hey, we're jumping out so we can go into lobby 2 and give them support. There's no communication.
And then you don't even know what they're bringing because, again, no communication.
So that was the magic, in my opinion, that we saw during the first G-Max battles. We saw this incredible trial and error, people getting their butts whipped the first 2 or 3 times, people grouping up. Who's in party 1? Who's in party 3? All right, I'm going to tank. All right, I'll do attacks. I'll run guard. We're not going to have that ability. I was thinking maybe they should implement like an emote system in the lobby so you can kind of like click your role maybe or something and say like tank or whatever.
Pick your character.
I don't know. Like there has to be a way to, for me, if I'm in a lobby and the 3 people that are in my party are remote and I have no way of communicating with them, and it's like, I don't know. It's just Trainer Mystic subscribed at tier 1. Thank you, Trainer Mystic. He said, sorry to interrupt, but Ken, check Patreon for a surprise. Oh my God, don't do this to me. I'll check later.
Welcome to
but yeah,
the dark
you're not going to have the ability. You look actually badass like that. We're not going to have the ability to communicate with the teammates. So Machamp will be the real indication of, is this going to hurt the numbers, and is this going to hurt the experience? Because there's two things here. The numbers are easy, right? You can get numbers with remote people, so I don't think it's going to hurt numbers. If anything, it'll probably bolster the numbers. But the lack of
if you really want to see this and see this through, turn off your remote Kool-Aid manning
Adam's
ability.
This is Adam's new thing. He's just all about this life hack. Trainer
I didn't
Mystic
even think about
gifted a tier 1 sub to Scipio. How nice.
What?
Thank you. Thank you so
just
very
out here
much.
gifting subs.
He is out here gifting subs.
Listen,
so nice.
I would love a sub. Maybe not from Subway,
Jersey
but
Mike's?
I would love a sub. Jersey Mike's is okay.
Jersey Mike's got bought by BlackRock, though, so I don't know how much I'm going to support Jersey Mike's anymore. You know what I'm saying? But, no. We'll talk next week, because I have a feeling the lobbies are going to be full. But I've done, I hate to admit it, 40-person lobbies and lost because people just aren't prepared. There's always that one person with a Wooloo.
That's because of Cliff.
So for those that don't know,
that one time?
Cliff beat me up like 3 times in a row, like 7 years ago or something like that. Adam won't let me live it down. I had so much trouble. I was like, yo, I can't beat him. I can't do it. But no, seriously, this could be a situation where we have full lobbies, but they're just filled with non-prepared
Wooloos?
Pokemon and filled with Wooloos. And I hope
Wooloos
that
and all the free. Well, I actually think that won't happen anymore, because the way that they've structured everything is like they've kind of handed you a good plethora of typing. So like they've given you the Beldum, they've given you the Machop now, they've given you Wooloo, they've given you a Squovet, they've given you a Sobble, a Scorbunny, Grookey. I'm pretty sure it's 8 of them, and it's like they're all different types. So just power one up and evolve it.
Dude,
you literally have to unlock a max move and level up max moves for these tasks that reward max particles. So just do them, get the max particles, and you can go do a max battle.
Jeez.
And you're helping yourself and your community by powering up your max Pokemon.
Sweet. Trainer Mystic, thank you for cheering. 100 cheers. Said he became a member of the Elite Four Patreon. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Appreciate you. But yeah, again, we'll have to reconvene after Machamp.
Yeah.
Look,
I would like to say positive.
But dude, after Regigigas, I'm like, I don't. It's not like I'm eating.
Yeah, but Regigigas is Regigigas.
I know that the max battles are going to be what is the real indication. So we'll have to.
No one has a max.
Machamp.
A G Max Machamp right now. So
yeah.
Like everyone wants it. Okay. People had a Regigigas.
Dude,
they had a Shadow Gigas.
But they make you pay the price. The literal price. Paying for max particles and paying for raid passes is expensive. Roughly $3 each max battle. Roughly.
Yeah.
One more thing to say that could be a negative of remoting. We all know that if you go into a max battle and you lose, you don't get charged the particles. But if you go into a raid and lose, you still get charged the pass. So with remote max battles, if you join and then for whatever reason that lobby dissolves, hey, we're re-rolling the move, everybody jump out. And everybody jumps out and you've remoted in, you're losing that pass and you ain't getting it back. And I doubt that support is going to be handing out raid passes back, being like, it shows here that you were in a lobby with 40 people and The raid
Yeah,
started.
it says it was defeated.
It's going to be interesting to see, because I think you're gonna hear about that a lot, of people being like, I don't want to do this because I'm at risk of losing my raid passes like crazy, because there's plenty of
Have
times.
they come out and said that you will lose the raid pass?
I don't think there's been an
Like, it's not
official
gonna-
announced, but
Wow,
what we've
some
we've already
upset customers.
well, you can still you can remote max battle right now. So if I were to join your Krabby and back out, I'm losing my remote pass. I'll get the particles back, but it's a very risk. I don't personally think that the reward is worth that risk. I'd rather be in person, hustle those max particles, get them for free, and do it like that. Not have to charge a raid pass to do it. I don't know. I think the max battles, the system, perfectly aligned for free to play people, and this kind of distorts that a little. Obviously, it's not going to impede on my personal gameplay, but in a whole, I don't know.
Well, it will if your community starts dissolving and you only have 15 people versus the 19 or 28.
Yeah, well, that's what a lot of people are worried about. The communities that have 5 to 10 people, where they just have enough to do it, and then maybe now they don't. But do they get that reinforcement from remotes? People have to be willing to pay.
Remote max battles, do the people remoting in, do they have a lower attack output? Do we know that information?
I don't think so. I think everything's the same.
I don't think I've heard anything.
I don't know.
But like, that would be wild.
Yeah.
But good question.
We'll see on Machamp, and hopefully this we'll be here next week going.
Good luck. Hopefully you get a shundo.
Yes.
And hopefully there's enough people out to help out.
Rage quit with
Catch
a hilarious
an extra
chat.
for me so we can trade at GoFest.
All right, well, Adam, I think we did it. Did we do it? That's a show, right? That was a lot of info.
We done did it.
That's a lot of information. Thank you to everyone that's here, especially those that are here active in the chat. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you. Make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com for everywhere you can connect with all the shows that are on the network. You can, you know what? I forgot we had a voicemail from Sir Amanda, and I didn't load it up. Sir Amanda, don't kill me. All right, I'm going to have to make a piece of content with that. I know. I'm so horrible with it. But you can call us, 732-835-8639. I'm very excited to say that starting next week, we're going to be able to take live phone calls on the podcast while we're streaming. So getting that set up, that should be interesting. That should be a lot of fun. But that's coming, 732-835-8639. You can email us, luredup@pokemonprofessor.com, and you can message us through the website as well over at luredup.com. Stay tuned for all our GoFest stuff. We're going to keep everyone posted what our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will look like. Saturday, we're going to be in New York City at Bryant Park. So we're going to be kind of everywhere. So just stay tuned for that. Adam, is that a show? Did we do it? Do you have anything else? Did we do it? It's a show?
Max battles. Get out there and go.
Meet you out there. All right, everyone. Keep training, trainers.